Okay, so we'll continue with problem number 44. Find the slope of the line L2 such that the tangent of the angle from L1 to L2 is negative 1/2. So where L1 is a vertical line. Okay, suppose this is my x and y axis rather. So this will be so L1 will coincide with the y-axis, and then L2 could be somewhere here. Now the tangent of the angle is negative 1/2. If we get the angle, the arctangent of negative 1/2, this will be negative 26.57 degrees, and tangent is negative in the second quadrant, so this must be in the second quadrant. So this must be from L1 to L2. This is your alpha. Okay. Now the slope of L2 is tangent of theta, so this is your angle theta, which happens to be equal to this angle. And from this diagram, your theta is alpha minus 90 degrees. And the angle, by the way, in the second quadrant should be 180 degrees minus 26.57 degrees. That is 153.43 degrees. Okay, so therefore this is 153.43 degrees minus 90. Okay, that will give us 63.43, and the slope is tangent of this angle. Which is equal to 2. Okay. So the answer here is letter D. Let's have number 44. The two vertices of a triangle are 2, 4, and so 44, we go to 45. Find the eccentricity of the curve 9x squared minus 4y squared minus 36x plus 8y equals 4. Now take note that this is negative, so this must be hyperbola, and the eccentricity is c over a, no, for all conics, and for hyperbola c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So we must complete the square. Okay, but we have to multiply or factor out 9 here, and then we get 36 divided by 9, that will be 4x. Okay, last we find the third term, so that this will be a perfect trinomial square. And then for negative 4y squared, factor out negative 4, we get y squared here. 8, no, divide by 4, negative 4 rather, will be negative 2y. So negative 4, negative 2y will be positive 8y. Then we look for the third term here. Okay, then we have 4 on the right hand side. So 4 divided by 2, that then quantity squared will be positive 4. So add 4 here. Then to balance the equation, we add plus 9 times 4, so 36. And 2 divided by 2 quantity squared, so that will be 1 squared, so 1. Negative 4 plus 1, so add negative 4 here. And then this is now x minus 2 quantity squared minus 4 y minus 1 quantity squared. And then we have 36 here. Okay, the right hand side should be equal, should be 1. So we divide both sides now by 36. So this will be x minus 2 quantity squared. 36 divided by 9 will give you 4 minus y minus 1 quantity 6. So 36 divided by 4 will give you 9. Okay, the one with the positive term, no, is your transverse axis. So therefore this is your a squared, or a equals 2. And then the one with the negative term will be will give you b squared equals 9, so b must be 3. Okay, and therefore c squared, or rather c is equal to the square root of 2 squared plus 3 squared. So this is square root of 13, 4 plus 9. And therefore the eccentricity is equal to square root of 13 over a, which is 2. And square root of 13 divided by 2 is 1.8. So we choose letter A here. Find the location of the focus of the parabola y squared plus 4x minus 4y minus 8 equals 0. So note that this is linear in y. Linear in x rather. So the axis is parallel to the x-axis. So the general form will be y, okay, quadratic in y equals 4a x minus h. Okay, so we complete the square. So y squared minus, complete the square of y, and then transpose negative 4x here. Okay, sorry, negative 4x, this will be plus 8, and then okay, 4 divided by 4 quantity squared, so you get 4 here, then add 4 here. Okay, so this will be y minus 2 quantity squared, and then we factor out negative 4 here, will give you x minus 3 here, because this one is 12. So your 4a is equal to negative 4, so a equals negative 1, so it means the parabola opens to the left. Okay, the vertex is at 3 and 2. Okay, so if we want to draw the parabola here, so 3, 2 could be somewhere here, and then it opens, okay, to the left. Okay, your A is 1 unit, no? 1 unit, so could be, your focus could be somewhere here. Note that this is your A equals 1, no? So this is 3, 2. So therefore, the focus, the coordinate of the focus, or the y coordinate of the focus will be the same as that of the vertex, no? On the same horizontal line. So 2 here, and then 3 minus 1, if this is 3, 1 unit to the left will give you 2. And so therefore, the coordinates of the focus is at 2, 2. Okay, now we go to 47. The orbit of Halley's Comet around the Sun is an ellipse with the Sun as a focus, and eccentricity is 0.967. The position of the comet is closest to the Sun, to the position where it is farthest from the Sun, is approximately 3.365 times 10 to the 9th power miles. Approximately how close the comet gets to the Sun in million miles. Okay, so let us draw our ellipse. Okay. Okay, so this is the center. This is the focus, no? The position of the Sun. And suppose this is the position of the Moon. We want to find this distance x. Take note that this is your C from focus to the center, okay, of the ellipse. Now the major axis is actually 2a, now, which is equal to this quantity 3.365 times 10 to the 9, and this gives us 1.627. Okay, and we know that the eccentricity is C over A. We're given that this is 0.967. Okay, and A is 1.627 times 10 to the 9. So therefore, we can compute for C. And that is, your A here must be 1.6825. This is 1.68. Okay, 1.6825. And your C therefore here is equal to 1.627 times 10 to the 9. Okay, and how do you get x? So x must be A minus C. This is A, so minus A will give you x, and A is 1.6825 times 10 to the 9 minus 1.627 times 10 to the 9. And x is 55.5 million miles, okay, or around 56. So the answer must be letter B, that's the closest, okay. Now 48, find the coordinates of the point T4 after rotation of an angle 60 degrees. Now this is the original position of your coordinate axis, no? So for rotation, this will now be the new x-axis, and then new y-axis, and then this is your angle of rotation, which is 60 degrees. And the formulas, the relationship between the coordinates, will be x prime cosine of theta minus y prime sine of theta. Okay, and okay, so this is the original coordinates. So this will be 3. Okay, we have 3 here. X prime cosine of 60 degrees minus y prime sine of 60 degrees. So this will be your first equation. And the second one, we have y is equal to x prime sine theta plus y prime, this time cosine theta. So this is 4 equals x prime, okay, sine of 60 degrees plus y prime cosine of 60 degrees. So we have 2 equations, 2 unknowns, x prime and y prime. So you can compute this directly from your calculator, 2 by 2, and this will give you 4.96 for x and for x prime rather, and for y prime that is negative 0.6. okay, that's letter A. Translate the axis so that there will be no first degree terms appear in the new equation of x squared plus y squared minus 6xy minus 6y minus 15 equals 0. Okay, so note that okay, your x, the original, from the original axis, is x prime plus h. X prime and y prime are the new coordinate axis. So this is y prime plus k. Okay, so we replace the equation, or replace x by x prime plus h. So okay, plus y is y prime plus k quantity squared minus 6 x prime plus h minus 6 y prime plus k minus 15 equals 0. Okay, simplify natin. So x prime quantity squared. Okay, we have here twice the product, so 2h x prime plus h squared, y prime squared plus 2k y prime plus k squared minus 6x prime minus 6h minus 6y prime minus 6k minus 15 equals 0. Okay, we consider the linear term. this one. So we find the new equation, no? A new equation having no linear term, so meaning the coefficient is equal to 0. So therefore 2h is 2h plus 2k. Okay, what else? Minus 6 minus okay, 2h 2k minus 6 and then minus 6 also. Oh, wait. For x prime, no? Sorry. For x prime, the coefficients are 2h, okay, and minus 6, and then equate to 0. Okay, so that gives you 0 x prime, and h is therefore 3. And for y prime, so 0 y prime. Okay, so we have 2k here, tapos minus 6 equals 0, and minus 6 and then 2k, so also k is equal to 3. And for the constant term, we have h squared plus k squared minus 6h minus 6k minus 15 equals 0. So just substitute 3 for h and k. So we have 3 squared plus 3 squared minus 6 times 3 minus 6 times 3 minus 15, and this is equal to, the constant is equal to negative 33, no? Given h and k. So the new equation will be x prime quantity square. We eliminated the linear term, so minus 33 equals 0. Okay, or shall we say x squared plus y squared minus 33 equals 0, and that would be letter D. Okay, transform the equation. This is rectangular to polar. Okay, so what's the relationship between the two coordinate system, no? So this is the rectangular coordinate system. We'll take this as your x and then y, no? And then this is the radius, okay, the hypotenuse, the coordinate of the polar, and then the angle theta, no, always measured from the positive x-axis counterclockwise. So as you can see, your x over r is cosine theta, so x is r cosine theta, and then y over r is sine theta, so y is r sine theta. That is from rectangular to polar. So if you want from polar to rectangular, then your r is square root of x squared plus y squared, and of course theta is arctangent of y over x. Okay, That's it. So, in this case, your x is r cosine theta, quantity squared minus 2. This is r sine theta, your y, equals 4. And then simplifying, we get r squared, okay, cosine squared theta minus 2, r squared, na factor out r squared. This is sine squared theta equals 4. Okay. So this must be, okay, letter A. Okay, the answer is letter A. Okay, so let's have more problems in algebra. Okay, the average of 2013 numbers is 2012. When a number was removed, the average of the remaining became 2011. So what was the number removed? Okay, so from the original, okay, numbers, no, we have n 2013. Okay, and then the average is 2012. Now when 1 is removed, so n is now 2012, and then the average becomes 2011. What was the number removed? So let it be not the number x, no? So okay, so we have x prime 21 2 is equal to, okay, the sum of all the numbers divided by 2013, no? And the sum will give you the product, okay, 2012 and 2013. Now when the mean is equal to 2011, okay, so the total numbers becomes 21 2, so minus 1, and then the sum 2012 times 2013 minus x. You remove, okay, one number and let it be x from the sum, and then therefore your x will be 2012 times 2013 minus 2011 times 2012. And that gives you 4024. Okay, am I correct? And multiply, transpose. Okay, so the answer is 4024. Okay, let's continue with number 2. The sum of two numbers is A and the sum of the reciprocal is B. So the product of two numbers would be, okay, so the sum of two numbers, let it be x and y. The sum is A, and then the reciprocal is B. What is the product of two numbers? Okay, we can divide, okay, x plus y by 1 over x plus 1 over y, and that gives you A over B. And then we simplify, you get here x plus y, and then product. As you can see, when this one is combined, so this will just cancel out, no? And this goes up here as xy. And so this gives you the answer. The product of xy is A over B. And that's letter A. If x varies directly as y and inversely as z, okay, the value of x is 14 when y is 7 and z equals 2. Find x when z equals 4 and y equals 16. So, so k, let's say k is the proportionality constant. Sorry. So k is the proportionality constant that is directly proportional to y, inversely proportional to z. So, when x is 14, y is 7, z is 2, we can compute for k. And k is 4. Okay, what is the value of x when z is 4? So, k is 4, y is 16, z is 4. So, therefore, x is 16. The answer is letter A. A mother is now 3 times as old as her daughter. In 4 years, the mother will be 4 times as old as the daughter was 2 years ago. How old is the daughter? Okay, so let's continue. We have mother and daughter. The present ages. Okay, so let x be the age of the daughter. So 3 times as old, no? The age of the mother. And then 4 years hence, okay, is 3x plus 4. The age of the daughter is x plus 4. But 2 years ago, their ages will be 3x minus 2 and x minus 2. So, in 4 years, the mother, 3x plus 4, okay, that is the age, will be 4 times as old as the daughter 2 years ago. This is the age of the daughter 2 years ago. So, 4 times x minus 2. So, 3x plus 4, 4x minus 8. So, x must be 12. Okay, so the answer is 12. How old is the daughter? Referring to the present age. Let's have problem number 5. At what time between 8 and 9 o'clock will the minute hand coincide with the hour hand? Okay, so take note that the minute hand over the hour hand, no? So every time the minute hand moves by 60 minutes, the hour hand will move 5 minutes. So that is 12:1 actually. So, let's draw our clock here between 8 and 9. So let's say, okay, so this is 9. Let's say this is 8. So 8, 9. Okay, time between 8 and 9. So if this is 12. Okay, so this is 8 o'clock. Now, the minute hand coincides with the hour hand. So, it only happens once. It happens only once between 8 and 9. No? Suppose this is the position where the hour hand coincides with the minute hand. So, from 8 o'clock, okay, the minute hand will move by x minutes. So let's say that is x minutes. And this is the position or the movement, no, of the hour hand from 8 up to this point. So based on the ratio, okay, this one is x over 12, no? So if the minute hand will move x minutes, the hour hand will move x over 12. Okay, now your x minutes is from here to this point. Now take note that from this point, from 12 to 8, no, that is 40 minutes. So therefore this is 40 plus, and then this one, which is x over 12. Okay, so multiplied by 12. Okay, you have 11x here, and then 40 times 12. And then, x must be 43, 43.6, so the time is 8 and 43.6. And so the answer is letter B. What time between the hours of 12 and 1 would the hour hand and the minute hand of a continuously driven clock be in a straight line? Okay, so let's draw our clock. Okay, this is our 12, 3, between 12 and 1, no? So let's say this is our 1 o'clock or 1. Okay, so we start with 12 o'clock. Okay, now the hour hand will move in a straight line, no, with the minute hand, and that happens only once, no, between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Okay, so therefore from here to here, if this is the final position of your minute hand, okay, let this be x minutes, the movement of the minute hand, and the movement of 12, okay, the hour hand rather, so this one. Okay, so this will be x over 12, the movement of your hour hand from 12 o'clock, okay, to here, where the minute hand is in a straight line, rather the hour hand is in a straight line with the minute hand. Now your x therefore is equal to, so this is your total x. Now this one is 30 minutes if they form a straight line, plus this one. Okay, so 30 plus x over 12, and then multiplied by 12 again, so we have 11x equals 30 times 12. That gives you x equals 32.73 or 33. So 12:33 is the time. Okay, so that's letter C. Let's have number 7. Find the sum of the coefficients of 3x plus 2y plus 1 raised to the quantity raised to 5. Okay, note that the sum of coefficients is equal to f of 1, 1. This is the formula, f of 0, 0. This will be your f of xy. So we have 3 times 1 plus 2 times 1 plus 1 raised to the 5th power minus 3 times 0 plus 2 times 0, 0, 0 plus 1 raised to the 5th power. And this gives you 7, 7, 7, 5. Okay? This is 7, 3, 2, 1, 7. Number 8. Find the sum of the coefficients of 3x cubed plus 2y to the 4th raised to the power 10. So this time we get the sum of the exponents. The sum of the exponents is equal to a plus b, okay, times n plus 1 over 2. This is combination. If we have x raised to a, y raised to b raised to the power n. Okay, so therefore your a here is 3, and then y is 4, n is 10. So this is 3 plus 4. This is 11, combination taken 2. And this must be 385, no? Okay, now let's consider some problems, no, in trigonometry. If the side of a right triangle are 3, 4, and 5, the area of the inscribed circle would be, okay, so you have triangle 3, 4, 5, and then you have the inscribed circle, okay, with let's say radius r. Now note that the radius, no, is equal to the area of the triangle divided by the semiperimeter. So the semiperimeter is 3 plus 4 plus 5. Divided by 2 is 6. And by Heron's formula, you can compute for the area of the triangle. So that will be square root of 6 times 6 minus 5, 6 minus 4, 6 minus 3. And that gives you, okay, also 6. So therefore this is 6 over 6. So 1 unit, therefore the area is of the circle is pi r squared. So only pi. Yun, pi square meter. So letter A is the correct answer. Now we go to problem number 2. Determine the period. Now this we transform this to the standard form, no? So multiply by 2, or rather 1/2, or divide by 2, and then factor out 2 here. The coefficient of x must be 1 here, no? And then this will be pi over 4. Okay, your amplitude, this whereas for the period, no, the period is equal to 2 pi over b. Okay, your b here is 2. So 2 pi the period is 2 pi over b. So 2 pi over 2. So the period is pi. And for the amplitude, so from -2 cosine of 2 times x plus pi over 4. So this is the absolute value of negative 2. So 2 units. Okay, for the phase shift, sorry, pi over 2. The standard form here is a cosine of b x minus c, where c is the phase shift. So therefore the phase shift is negative pi over 4. Okay, so negative pi over 4. So the answer must be letter D. Okay, let's sub number 5. Okay, so here we're solving spherical triangle, so we'll be using cosine law of the sides and sine law. Okay, so let's say this is angle C. The side C is given 40 degrees. The side A is 100 degrees. This is the angle A. Now take note that this is 100, so we expect the angle to be more than 90 degrees now. And okay, so this is angle B, and then now angle B opposite find the angle A. So this is what we want to know. If the opposite angle of B is 115, so this is 115 degrees. So this is S side angle side, no? So we use cosine law for the sides. So this is cosine of B for oblique spherical, no? Cosine of B, cosine of A, cosine of C, plus sine of A, sine of C, cosine of the angle B. So this is cosine 100, cosine 40 degrees, plus sine 100 degrees, sine of 40 degrees, cosine of 115 degrees. So we can compute for this one and then get the arc cosine to get B. Your B here will be 113.6 degrees. This is obtuse. This is obtuse. Okay, we must apply the law of quadrants, no? So if B is in the second quadrant, then angle B must also be in the second quadrant. Kung first quadrant yan, first quadrant din yung angle B. Now by sine law, this is cosine law for the sides, kasi we also have cosine law for the angles, no? For spherical triangle. So cosine law for the sides, and then we have okay, sine law. We have sine B over sine capital letter B. O is equal to sine A over sine capital letter A. Okay, so we have sine 113.6 degrees over sine of 115 degrees. Okay, sine of 100 degrees over sine A. Your A here, okay, is 76.9. Okay, this has to be in the second quadrant because A is in the second quadrant. Okay, so therefore we get the supplementary. So 180 minus 76.9 is 103.1. So this must be the correct answer. Okay, not the acute angle. Okay, so this must be letter A. Problem number 6. Sine 3a is cosine 15b, so find the cosecant of a plus 5b. Okay, so take note that sine 3a, which is equal to cosine 15b. Sine 3a is cosine of 90, no, minus 3a. So the co-function of sine is cosine. So we subtract 3a from 90 degrees. And then cosine 15b. And then you can now equate, okay, the angles if they have the same cosine. And okay, you have 3a plus 15b equals 90 degrees. Okay, let us simplify by dividing each by 3. So a plus 5b, and this is 30 degrees. Take note that this is a plus b, so we therefore cosine a plus 5b is cosecant, no, of 30 degrees, or that is 1 sine 30 degrees. Sine, this is 1/2, no? So this must be equal to 2. Is it correct? 30 degrees. This is 1. This is 2 square root of 3. So opposite. So we have 1/2. Okay? So letter D. Number 7. Okay, so inverse. 3x minus 4y is sine of pi over 2. This is 90 degrees. Sine of 90 is 1. And here naman, x minus 4y is equal to cosine of pi over 3. This is 60 degrees. And what is cosine of 60 degrees? Okay, so this is 1/2. Okay. So you have two equations. Okay, two unknowns. You can actually solve simultaneously for x and y. And that gives you x equals 1 and y equals 1/2. But this is what we want to know, the value of x, no? So that's letter A. Sub problem number 8. Two triangles have equal bases. The altitude of one triangle is 3 units more than the base, while the altitude of the other is 3 units less than its base. So find the altitudes if the areas of the triangles differ by 21 square units. So okay, we have two triangles. Let's say it has side x, and then the height is 3 units less, so x minus 3. And then the bigger triangle, okay, with same base x, the altitude is 3 units more, so that will be x plus 3. Now the area, the difference, no? So this is let's say A2, this is A1. So the difference between the two areas is 21. So this is 1/2 base times height. Okay, so x plus 3 equals 21. We can simplify, multiply by 2, and then expand, no? Squared minus 3x equals 42. So this will cancel out. So negative 6x equals 42. What is it? Okay, minus. This is plus pala, sorry. And this is minus, so plus 3x. This one pala, no, x plus 3. Okay, so we have 6x equals 42. Okay, your x here is 42 divided by 6, 7. But we're asked for, not x, but we're asked for the altitude, so therefore we have x minus 3, which is 4, and then x plus 3, which is 10. Okay, so 4 and 10, that's letter B.